Hey there, everyone. Hey there, everyone. Tonight we will be discussing a lot of NFL topics tonight, especially a fond farewell to Buffalo and Green Bay. But most important, we are going to go through a lot tonight. I mean, seriously, we're going to go through a lot tonight, ranking NFL coaches from start to finish. Then we're gonna do the Tennessee Titans offensive and defensive coordinator rankings. Then we will do the Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff situations. I mean, seriously, Matthew Stafford, I understand. But Jared Goff? Who would have thought? Jared Goff. Who would have thought? Then also, we're going to be doing our Senior Bowl prospects on which seniors are we going to be looking forward to tomorrow's game. Keep in mind, I will not be doing Senior Bowl tomorrow. No. I have to watch it closely. That way, so I can't get distracted. So, yeah, Senior Bowl is not to be live streamed tomorrow. No. So I figured I get things out of the way. Anywho's, let's get started. We will start things off with the NFL coaches that were hired this year. I will rank mine from first place to last place. So we'll start things off with 7th place. I'll put the topic in right now. So, yeah, that's basically the topic first. Ranking head coaches hired in 2021 from first place to last place. I will give each of my positions, and then you comment down below which rank you think should be in. Okay, then. I will put in the live chat my rank on each head coach, and then you comment down below who you think, and then you comment down below if you have a different opinion about that. Okay, then. Let's get this party started. The team I have in 7th place is Los Angeles Chargers. Why would I say Los Angeles Chargers? Because of Brandon Staley? I don't know. I think they have a lousy work. I mean, seriously, Brandon Staley was good, but given the fact that you could have done better, I mean, seriously, take the defensive coordinator, for instance, Ronaldo Hill, and you hired him from the Denver Broncos. He's the defensive back coach back then. I mean, seriously. I'm sorry. I can't give Brandon Staley even higher. So, yeah, I got to put the Chargers in dead last, in my opinion, because of Brandon Staley's sloppy hiring. The only thing that saved them was Joe Lombardi. I mean, seriously, Joe Lombardi was the QB coach for the New Orleans Saints. He guided Drew Brees and Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston for 1 year. Now, why did I still pick them dead last? Well, it's because the coaching staff looks like a mess. I mean, seriously, Ronaldo Hill was the dead last opinion. I mean, seriously, Ronaldo Hill, Broncos defensive back coach. I can't trust Brandon Staley to do this. Wait a minute. I think I should remove this and put Brandon Staley in as well. I mean, seriously, I looked it up, and it's quite a mess. And losing Pep Hamilton, now that was the deal breaker. Losing Pep Hamilton was the deal breaker. I mean, seriously, how is Justin Herbert going to survive without him? So, yeah, I have to give Los Angeles Chargers my 7th place position. So, and now on to my 6th place. Now on to my 6th place position. Sixth place goes to New York Jets, Robert Zaliff. Why did I choose New York Jets, Robert Zaliff over Los Angeles Chargers, Brandon Staley? Well, I'll tell you, Jets obviously have the better coaching staff, I think. Well, it's only my opinion. But I think Jets have the better coaching staff than the Chargers. It's because Robert Zaliff is probably the better defensive coordinator than Brandon Staley. True. Rams make the playoffs, but the 49ers make the playoffs last time, and I think Robert Zaliff was on it. Plus, now that the offensive coordinator is Matt LaFleur's brother, Mike LaFleur, I think we could expect the Jets to improve that roster. Plus, they got the 2nd pick in the draft. They can obviously do whatever they want with it. Like, say, get a decent QB or trick the Houston Texans into getting Deshaun Watson. But I have to say the Jets, they take 6th place in my opinion. Because of their history so far. I trust the Jets more than the Chargers. I mean, seriously, it's only your opinion. It's only my opinion. Comment down below what you think either the Jets or the Chargers should improve. I'm okay with it. Okay? I mean, seriously. I don't mind your opinions at all, but my opinions, I think the New York Jets have a better have a better coaching staff than the Los Angeles Chargers do. And I'm not high for saying that. I mean, seriously, Los Angeles Chargers, they were sloppy, but New York Jets, they knew what they were getting themselves. The defensive coordinator was the dead giveaway. Now then, on to 5th place. Okay, then. In 5th place, in my opinion, is Philadelphia Eagles own Nick Sirianni. Why did I say Philadelphia? Okay, now I can say why Philadelphia is in 5th place, because they're basically building a NFC Indianapolis Colts roster because of Nick Sirianni. I mean, seriously, he worked with Philadelphia Eagles former head coach, now Indianapolis Colts head coach Frank Reich, I think. Yeah, Frank Reich worked with the Eagles before the Colts, so it makes sense why Philadelphia wants Nick Sirianni. But their offensive coordinator choice, they took from the Chargers when the Chargers brought in someone new. They turned to Shane Steichen went to Philadelphia and became their offensive coordinator. So I think it's a mix of Colts and Chargers because their defensive coordinator is Jonathan Gannon, who, by the way, was Colts defensive back coach. So I can trust Philadelphia to improve their roster a bit. I mean, if Nick Sirianni can somehow get closer to either Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, or not Nick Foles. No. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts, or whatever quarterback Philadelphia gets. I think Nick Sirianni will lead Philadelphia into the future, but right now he's in 5th place in my opinion. Now on to 4th place. In 4th place, in my opinion, is Detroit Lions' own Dan Campbell. Why would I say Dan Campbell? Well, obviously, Detroit Lions, they were obviously building a lot. I mean, Dan Campbell was not the number one pick everyone was excited about, being a New Orleans Saints assistant coach / tight end coach, but he worked with Miami Dolphins as an assistant coach as well. But given the fact that Detroit actually built their roster, make me think I had to put them even higher than Philadelphia because of Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell has put together an all-star roster, has put together an all-star coaching staff. Anthony Lynn, former Los Angeles Chargers head coach, as offensive coordinator. And then he got in contact with his former friend from New Orleans Saints, Aaron Glenn, to be the defensive coordinator. But the running back coach was a surprise. Deuce Staley. And don't get me started on last night's big news. Mark Brunell as the quarterback coach. And the special teams coordinator, Dave Phipp, who also followed Deuce Staley from Philadelphia. So yeah, Detroit Lions, they are basically going to fight Green Bay, Minnesota, and Chicago with everything they got, which is why I'm putting the Detroit Lions in 4th place. Anyways, now on to my 3rd place. In 3rd place, in my opinion, is Jacksonville Jaguars' Urban Meyer. And you're all saying, what? He's got the number 1 pick in the draft. Why would you pick Urban Meyer for 3rd place? I'll tell you why when I get there. Now, it is true, Jacksonville, they're stacked on draft picks this year. They got a lot of money, but here's the catch. This is their first year with this new coaching staff. Urban Meyer is coming out of is ready to get his NFL coaching game face on from a while, but still. Let me break it down. Jaguars, they hired Dorrell Bivell as their offensive coordinator. So, given the fact that he worked with Matthew Stafford, you think he could be ready for a real quarterback like Trevor Lawrence? Well, maybe in a few years. And then they got Joe Cullen from the Baltimore Ravens as their defensive coordinator, which, by the way, worked with Jacksonville in the past. So, yeah, that's why I'm pretty conflicted right now. I mean, they are working on former Ravens linebacker Zach Orr to be the linebacker coach. He would become the second player other than Detroit's own Mark I am not going to say his name. So, yeah, it's going to take a while for this Jacksonville team to get on track. So, yeah, I'm going to have to place Jacksonville Jaguars in third place. Hey, Chicago Bears and Seattle and Seahawks talk. Welcome. In case you didn't realize, I was just going down my top 7. I was ranking my head coaches hiring from first place to last place. And I'm now going into second place. In second place, I have Atlanta Falcons' own Arthur Smith. And I know what you're thinking. Why put Atlanta in second over Jacksonville? Is it Arthur Smith? No, it is not just about Arthur Smith. I think the reason why is because Atlanta is trying to make sure they're back on track. They did hire Arthur Smith from Tennessee to do it, and they made a lot of improvements. Like Dave Ragon, who, by the way, worked with Tennessee Titans in the past, but last year he was with Chicago. Then they lured Dean Pease out of retirement. Yikes. Then for special teams coordinator, they got Marquise Williams. And they got Terry Fontenot as their general manager, which means they're in a primetime position. But here's the thing. They can lure a lot of Tennessee Titans players over to Atlanta, especially since there's over 20 free agents on Tennessee Titans side. So, yeah, Atlanta can definitely steal some of them. And given Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, and Calvin Ridley, I think those 3 would be in good hands with Arthur Smith. Which leaves first place. And I think you all know who it is. Dun, 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 dun. Houston Texans own David Culley. And you're all like, boo! You're wrong! He sucks! But Texans did put together an amazing team together. I mean, seriously. Did you see what the Texans have done? I mean, seriously. Not only did they maintain Tim Kelly not only did they get to keep Tim Kelly as offensive coordinator, but they also got Lovie Smith as their defensive coordinator. That could really help David Culley out in the long run. True, he's old, but hey, he's been in that Ravens system for too long, so I think he knows Marquise Brown's style. So I think he could help the Texans wide receivers out. And even though Deshaun Watson is against this from the beginning, I feel like I'm very confident Deshaun Watson's going to be in good hands if he stays. So yeah, that's basically much it. Comment down below your rankings as well. Because I already gave you my opinions. I want to see your opinions before I move on to the next topic. I mean, seriously. I do not mind at all one bit. But Houston Texans, I have to give them a lot of credit. I have to give them the high up because of the staff they put together. They kept Tim Kelly at offensive coordinator. They got Lovie Smith as defensive coordinator. And they got Pep Hamilton, who was Tennessee Titans' #1 option for offensive coordinator. You snakes in the grass. I mean, if that doesn't convince Deshaun Watson to stay, then nothing will. I mean, Deshaun Watson would screw up his opportunity. I mean, the guy helped Andrew Luck, who he is today. He made Justin Herbert a candidate to be Rookie of the Year, for crying out loud. Or probably Rookie of the Year already. Still. If that doesn't convince Deshaun Watson to stay, nothing will. Nothing will. Or better yet, why didn't you just let Tennessee take Tim Kelly and therefore give Pep Hamilton the offensive coordinator gig? I mean, seriously, you could have done better with Pep Hamilton as offensive coordinator than a QB coach. You Houston Texans like to tick us Tennessee Titans fans off. Speaking of the Tennessee Titans, that'll be our next topic. So yeah, let's get on to the next event. Next up, I want to talk about the Tennessee Titans and what happened today. That's right, we're moving on to Tennessee Titans ranking time. Now, today was the craziest day because Titans named both their offensive and defensive coordinators. I mean, seriously, today it was morning when I found out Todd Downing was the offensive coordinator, and I was expecting that to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that move was going to happen because Todd Downing was their number one option if they moved on from the inside. But then later in the afternoon, I get the news that Shane Bowen would be officially named, and I was like, oh my God! Oh my God! Why the hell did this happen? Ugh. I mean, seriously, you think you could have done better? I mean, Green Bay Packers just released Mike Petit hours after that. Oh my God, he could have waited. Anyways, we'll get to the Green Bay Packers fury after the Senior Bowl thing. But right now, we're talking about Tennessee Titans. I gotta say, Todd Downing, I was totally expecting this, considering the fact. But then I looked up his history, and when he was offensive coordinator for the Oakland Raiders, they really stunk the place. 6-10 record. 6-10. I hope Tennessee Titans don't be like that Raiders offense. I mean, seriously. Todd Downing better be a winner. Because this is obviously ridiculous. And then of course, Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen. Are you kidding me? You couldn't have found someone else, or at least tell Terrell Austin that he had the job. I mean, seriously, I would prefer Terrell Austin than Shane Bowen. I mean, seriously, what the heck is wrong with these people? If this was announced a year ago, I would be okay with it. But no, they waited a year until now to freak us out. Vrabel, why didn't you do this about a year ago? You knew Bowen was your guy, so why didn't you do this a year ago? This is ridiculous. I have on a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give it a 3 because I have to give it a 4 at least, a 4. Why would I give it a 4? Well, because at least Todd Downing will finish what Arthur Smith could do. I hope Todd Downing not lets us down. It's Shane Bowen that freaks me out now, because we all see how that worked out. Acting defensive coordinator. And then, of course, I made a video of the rest of the staff. One of which another video I made a few weeks before that, before the big announcement. I mean, seriously, Udiz from Vanderbilt as an assistant defensive line coach working under Terrell Williams. That happened weeks ago. Before all this happened. And they promoted people from the inside for tight ends coach, offensive lineman coach, and the assistant special teams coach. I'm not even sure how I'm going to react to the press conferences. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'll be okay on Todd Downing, but Shane Bowen, I don't think I should attend that one because I don't even know what the hell I'm going to be seeing. So yeah, I got to give it a 4. Comment down below the number you would put this Tennessee Titans new team on. I mean, seriously. This is obviously a joke. Mike Vrabel is so in the hot seat. And that's going to be my next topic. But right now, I have to say this Tennessee Titans team is going to get Mike Vrabel fired. I mean, seriously. Mike Vrabel obviously doesn't care anymore. He does not care. Win a few AFC South win a few AFC championships. That way New England Patriots would notice you, and that way when Bill Belichick leaves, you can go back to New England and leave us in the dust so that you can lead this Patriots team. I mean, seriously, I think that's what he's waiting for. That is what he's waiting for, to go back to Patriots so he can win a Super Bowl with them. Note to John Robinson, never hire Patriots coach ever again. They are too selfish. Yeah, because Mike Vrabel wants to be the king. That's why he promoted people from the inside. Because if he hired people from the outside, they're going to want to talk down on him. Mike Vrabel wants to be the king. And guess what? There is no I in Team Vrabel. Vrabel needs to know the value of teamwork. If he doesn't, well, then he's screwed. I think next year could be his last year. Even if he makes the playoffs, it could be his last year. I mean, seriously. Doug Peterson made it to the Super Bowl one year, but did that save his job? Hell no. Mike Vrabel's going to end up like Doug Peterson if this keeps up. I mean, seriously, no matter if you make the playoffs next year or not, you're done. Absolutely done. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. You could not do one simple job. If this was announced a year ago, I would be okay with it. But this was promoted. But they chose a year later to do this, to tick us off. So yeah, Mike Vrabel, you are so fired next year or the year after that, because you're obviously not thinking of the team. You're just thinking about being on top. And to all you NFL and to the rest of the NFL teams, never hire Mike Vrabel as your head coach. He will screw you guys. Guys like he did with us. No matter how many titles he leads you, he will screw your team over. All he cares about is being on top. So to the rest of the NFL teams, never hire Mike Vrabel as your head coach. Or you'll end up like Tennessee Titans, being ruled by a dictator. Now we move on to Miami Dolphins. Now we move on to Miami. I mean, seriously. Tennessee Titans, a.k.a. wasting Henry's career. Matt Nagy. I don't think the team is to blame for this. I think it's Mike Vrabel that's to blame. He is wasting Henry's career. I mean, seriously. I think Mike Vrabel is the one that is wasting Henry's career. I think Derrick Henry might protest Mike Vrabel, a.k.a. the dictator Vrabel. Yeah. Yes. Matt Nagy, of course. I mean, seriously. I think Derrick Henry would rather be traded to another team than be ruled by Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, a.k.a. let me become Bill Belichick. Copying Bill Belichick is not going to get you to Super Bowls. Teamwork does. You are not Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. You are not Bill Belichick. This Tennessee Titans team is not the New England Patriots. This is a different team. Tannehill is not Brady. Mike Vrabel, a.k.a. the too stubborn for a defensive coordinator. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic. I want to discuss the Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator position. I think by now Miami Dolphins is probably the last one left, unless Minnesota Vikings already have one. Unless Minnesota Vikings still doesn't have one from the Gary Kubiak retirement. Nope, they do not. So we'll be discussing Miami Dolphins and Minnesota Vikings offensive coordinator gigs. I mean, seriously. Those two are the last teams to have offensive coordinator gigs open. So basically, we're going to come down to this. Who do you think will Miami Dolphins and Minnesota Vikings hire for offensive coordinator? Let's start off with Minnesota Vikings, considering the fact that the Vikings did not make it. There are a few candidates for the Vikings. Like, say, Ken Zampese, the quarterback coach for the Washington football team, for instance. I mean, Zampese and Mike Zimmer work together. I wouldn't mind if those two were to reunite at Minnesota. I think Zampese is most likely my number one pick for Minnesota Vikings. So yeah, I'm going to have to say Zampese would be my number one pick for Minnesota Vikings. I'm not going to go into top fives because they're not my teams. I think Zampese from Washington football team is most likely going to be the offensive coordinator for the Vikings. If they contact him now, they still have the chance because they're good, but because Zampese and Mike Zimmer are practically buddies. So yeah, I wouldn't mind Zampese leading Kirk Cousins. I mean, seriously. I think Miami Dolphins would have to promote someone from the inside because their most likely candidates are off the board already. I mean, seriously. I think it's going to come down to George Godley or Eric Stedsville. Because I'm pretty certain that Miami... Or maybe they'll hire someone from Alabama, because Tua did come from Alabama. Anyways, now let's move on to Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. I mean, seriously, Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff? Well, Jared Goff did not confirm that he's going to be traded, but we need to keep our eyes open on him. As for Matthew Stafford, he is on the clock, so let's start up the next topic. Ranking top 5 candidates for Matthew Stafford. Yep. It is Matthew Stafford evaluation time. Since Matthew Stafford is going to be traded, I'm going to list my top 5 candidates. In 5th place, I see Matthew Stafford at Washington football team. What? Washington football team? Well, I think Matthew Stafford deserves to be... Well, Washington football team definitely needs a deserving QB. I know it's a long shot for Washington to get him, but hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe Washington might do something about it. I mean, seriously, maybe Washington will figure out a way to get Matthew Stafford. I mean, seriously, the Washington football team definitely needs some help. I mean, seriously, they barely made it. I mean, seriously, they only made the wild card round and lost to the team that is now in the Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't trust the QBs on that roster. So I think gives me the reason why they're going to make a move for Matthew Stafford. So yeah, Washington football team is in 5th place in my opinion. Okay then, now on to 4th place. In 4th place, I have Matthew Stafford going to Carolina Panthers. Why did I say Carolina? Well, Carolina Panthers, they are obviously struggling. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is their future. I think Matt Rule could definitely need. I think Matt Rule definitely needs a proper QB. So I think if Matthew Stafford comes along, I think Carolina is going to be in good hands. Yeah, I don't trust Teddy Bridgewater, though. I think Carolina might make a move for either Matthew Stafford. Is as a matter of fact, Matt Nagy, they are one of the 3 teams that's interested in Deshaun Watson. I know Nick Caserio said, no way are we dumb enough to trade for Deshaun Watson. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll pull a James Harden move. They'll pull a Houston Rockets move, what Houston Rockets did with James Harden. I mean, seriously. They'll realize they are losing and then... I mean, did you see one of Tom Grossi's Miami Dolphins reaction videos? It was like the Minka Fitzpatrick being traded after week 2. Tom Brady is eating us. Tom Grossi, a.k.a. the emotional Packers fan. Yes, but he does reaction videos for other teams. I mean, seriously, I can't wait to see what he does for as a Tennessee Titans fan reaction video. I mean, seriously, if he does Tennessee Titans, I really want to see it. I mean, I did like what he did to Steelers, Saints, and Packers so far. Of course, he got urinating tree's permission on the Steelers, a.k.a. hater Mike Batina. Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we get to the farewell party for Packers. But right now, we're talking about Matt Stafford right now. A.k.a. let's move on. In third place, I have Matthew Stafford going to Dallas Cowboys. And you're all like, what? But they got Dak Prescott. Why the hell? Why in the world? Well, even if they keep Dak Prescott, I think Matthew Stafford would most likely be around as a backup. Because, hey, let's face it, Dak Prescott's time could be up by then. And I'm pretty certain they would be QB-less at the moment. And unless they want to trust Andy Dalton, I think trading for Matthew Stafford would be best for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I think Dallas Cowboys is most likely going to be the team that fits into Matthew Stafford's system. I know, but if they want to stick with Andy Dalton, be my guess. I mean, seriously, once Dak Prescott is gone, they're going to have to get a new QB because Andy Dalton can't do it on his own. I mean, we already saw 2020 season. I think Andy Dalton's not the QB he used to be. So, yeah, I think I have to give Dallas Cowboys a place Matthew Stafford can go to. Now on to second place. The Los Angeles Rams. And I know all of a sudden that was a crazy pick, and you're saying Los Angeles Rams. Well, here's the thing. And I can put Jared Goff involved in this as well. What if Detroit Lions and Los Angeles Rams trade their QBs? I mean, seriously, what if they trade their QBs? I mean, seriously, this would be an insanity trade. But not as insanity as the Houston Texans trading DeAndre Hopkins for Deshaun Watson No. I think they could trade QBs though. I could see Sean McVay, aka Smart Mike, for you. I could definitely see Jared Goff in the Detroit Lions outfit in Matthew Stafford in Los Angeles. Still, that's only my opinion, but hey, they could work on it. I mean, seriously. They put a developing story saying that the Rams and the Lions might work on a trade. I mean, seriously, ESPN put a developing story that said that Rams and Lions could work on a trade for Matthew Stafford. Sorry, Matt Nagy, but no, that's not my first place opinion, but thanks for your first place opinion. In first place, for real, in my opinion, is the Indianapolis Colts. And I know, I'm a Titans fan. Why would I say that? Well, here's the thing. Indianapolis Colts, they make sense because they have because they have the second best cap space behind Jacksonville Jaguars. 49ers actually talked to them already. Well, just because they talked to Matthew Stafford doesn't mean that they're going to secure him. 49ers is more likely than Rams and Cowboys. Yeah, but just because the 49ers contact them doesn't mean that they're going to secure the trade yet. I mean, seriously, Detroit Lions could contact other teams. And the reason I say Indianapolis Colts is because they have Frank Reich's system, and I'm pretty certain that they got things under control at Indy. And besides, Indianapolis Colts, they have the second most money in cap space. The only team that's behind them is Jacksonville Jaguars. So yeah, they can get anybody these days. And as the Tennessee Titans and Houston Texans team, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts are the teams to fear because they got the cap space while Titans and Texans don't. So I wouldn't be surprised if Colts make a move for Matthew Stafford. Whether it's Stafford, Goff, or at least Prescott. I ain't seriously. No matter which one it is, Colts are going to get a fine QB. Now let's move on to the Jared Goff tradings. No. I'm going to wait until that's officially announced. No. I'm not doing that until it's officially announced. I mean, seriously, I can't. Jared Goff, a.k.a. a bust of a number one pick. Yeah, especially since Jared Goff was drafted by the pick the Titans had before the Rams gave them the trade. I'm gonna save Jared Goff for another day because their trading isn't officially announced. So I'll say Matthew Stafford. So right now Jared Goff will be used later on once it's officially announced. So let's move on to the next topic, shall we? And that's the Senior Bowl tomorrow. That's right, the Senior Bowl is tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be live streaming the events because I have to pay close attention on because I have to pay attention to my boys. Senior Bowl's just like Senior Bowl is the combine this year for seniors. Because of a matter of fact, the Senior Bowl, because there is no combine this year, so the seniors have one chance to impress the NFL teams. And I mean, seriously, I've been keeping my eyes on the Senior Bowl's practices. I think I know which guys Tennessee Titans want to get, but comment down below which guys you think your team wants. But I think I already know which guys Tennessee Titans are looking at. They were looking at Patrick Jones II to be one of their edge rushers. I mean, seriously, Patrick Jones II. Mac Jones, aka Mac Jones, aka only good because he's on Alabama. Oh, really, Matt Nagy? Tell me, which team do you think Mac Jones will be drafted by? Because seriously, a part of me thinks he'll end up with either Colts, Patriots, or Saints. Those are the three teams I think Mac Jones will be drafted by. That's a tough decision. His stock is actually improving. Yeah, that's why we have to watch the Senior Bowl tomorrow. He will be drafted before Trask. I mean, seriously, I know which guys Tennessee Titans were looking at. Day one, they were looking at Patrick Jones II, edge rusher from Pittsburgh. I think they could go for him either in the first round or in the second round. I think in the first round, Patrick Jones could be drafted by Tennessee, even if they don't trade down. Because Tennessee Titans, they're known for making unexpected surprises. And I also saw them looking at a couple of Tennessee volunteer players, like say Trey Smith, offensive guard. I mean, seriously, Trey Smith, he's one tough offensive guard. Now, here's the thing. Other than edge rusher, offensive guard is one of the crucial teams. Yeah. Is one of the positions Tennessee Titans needs right now, especially with Jamil Douglas being in the roster. So I think Trey Smith could be drafted by Titans. If not, I think I see Ben Cleveland from Georgia. But yeah, Trey Smith, he's going to get his opportunity. But I also saw another wide receiver from Tennessee Volunteers Titans could look at, and that's, of course, Josh Palmer. But still, I think Tennessee Titans would be dumb to draft him in night 2. I think they should wait till day 3 because his draft pick stats is now worth it. It is now worth it. I think wait until day 3 and knowing Titans, they would probably get him at least in round 4. I mean, Trey Smith could be worth day 2, but not Josh Palmer. He's worth day 3. And yeah, those are my 3 guys I think Tennessee Titans will be looking at tomorrow. But I also want Tennessee Titans to look into a backup QB as well, just in case Ryan Tannehill somehow gets injured. I mean, seriously, you expect Logan Woodside to do the job himself? And if they don't go for a backup QB in free agency, I would like them to look at Kellen Mond. Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. I mean, seriously, Kellen Mond could fit into Mike Vrabel's system. Ryan Tannehill, a.k.a. game manager. So yeah, I think Kellen Mond could be worth looking at tomorrow. So for all you Tennessee Titans fans, if they don't go for a backup QB in the free agency, I think in the draft could be Kellen Mond. Trust me, I don't trust the backup QBs in free agency. I don't trust Robert Griffin III. Rashawn Slater, a.k.a. best prospect from Northwestern in a while. Oh, Rashawn Slater. Of course, Devonta Smith, he'll have a chance to see if he can fit. Of course, the Senior Bowl will give a big advantage to the teams that are most likely coaching this game. And that's the Carolina Panthers and the Miami Dolphins. And what makes Miami Dolphins dangerous is that not only they're in the Senior Bowl, but they have 2 first-round picks this year, the 3rd and the 18th, which they can use to draft a very special wide receiver on that team, Devonta Smith. He was teammates with Tua. I wouldn't be surprised if Miami brings Devonta Smith in. I think wait until the 18th pick to get an offensive tackle, Miami, and then bring Devonta Smith in. Corey Davis, a.k.a. Corey Let Me Be Tennessee Davis. Guess we'll just see. A.J. Brown stole Corey Davis' job. Now then, and of course, Najee Harris, the running back from Alabama. I think that's going to... Najee Harris is the running back for Alabama. I think Najee Harris will most likely have Tennessee Titans. I think if you're a team that's below Tennessee Titans, you could be in the opportunity to trade up to Tennessee Titans level for a chance to draft Najee Harris, or unless you're Detroit Lions, or unless you're the Indianapolis Colts needing a quarterback and you need a running back. So yeah, I think Indianapolis Colts and Tennessee Titans are the 2 teams you got to look at trading up to if you want to get Najee Harris. So I wouldn't be surprised if Indianapolis Colts or Tennessee Titans get the call to get traded down if Najee Harris is still on the board. Now, finally, we move on to the farewell. Now we move on to the farewell performances of the Buffalo Bills and Green Bay Packers. Let's start off with Green Bay first, since they lost first to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers, they were struggling a bit, but they became the team that made it all the way. They had the home field advantage all year, and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers came in to Green Bay, to Lambeau Field, and then destroyed them. They beat the NFC Championships, aka the game that the Packers lose. Yeah. And now here we are, Green Bay Packers. They are finished for the year. It was quite sad to see Green Bay lose that game. Especially to all those Green Bay Packers fans. Especially Tom Grossi. I bet he lost it when he knew Tom Brady was the better QB than Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees ending even more sad. I know, because he's retiring. And now we get word that Packers, they are rebuilding their roster. I don't know if their offensive coordinator still stands, but they did get a new special teams coordinator, and they're now looking at a new defensive coordinator. Now that Mike Pettine is gone. Oh my God. I think Green Bay Packers will most likely promote Gray to defensive coordinator. I can see Gray running Packers defensive system. I mean, I know Gray because he worked with the Tennessee Titans. And that Tennessee Titans connection might make Matt LaFleur promote Gray to defensive coordinator. I think Gray is going to be the guy that fixes Green Bay Packers defense system. But if they hire someone from the outside, it'll be a pleasure. I just hope Green Bay Packers don't choke like Tennessee Titans did. I mean, seriously, they jumped the gun for Shane Bowen. I mean, seriously, they interviewed Terrell Austin. You couldn't just wait it? Oh, my God. Who knows? Maybe Green Bay could get Terrell Austin. But, hey, it's only my opinion. If Green Bay Packers do end up getting Terrell Austin, I will give all Packers fans an sincere thank you. My sincere or practically a eulogy, considering the fact that Terrell Austin hasn't been defensive coordinator in a long time. I mean, seriously. He worked with the Detroit Lions. He was defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions for a few years. He worked with Cincinnati Bengals for a few games. After that, so yeah, he hasn't been defensive coordinator ever since. Could Green Bay Packers give Terrell Austin his shot? I don't know. I do not know. I mean, Tennessee Titans sure didn't. They just jumped right ahead and get Shane Bowen. Whoever Green Bay chooses as defensive coordinator, good luck to them. Good luck to them. Now let's move on to Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills. They were seriously, they started out 4 games in a row 4-0. And then came the Tennessee Titans COVID situation. They moved, which messed up their schedule, by the way. giving them their first loss on Tuesday night. A Tuesday night game. What just happened? That's what all Buffalo Bills fans said. What just happened? And then they took another big loss against Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what the other loss is, but hey, Buffalo Bills, they did very impressive. They took the second seed. They made it to the they beat the Indianapolis Colts in the wild card round. They defeated Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Of course, both those games were at home. But then they came to Arrowhead, took on the Kansas City Chiefs, and got demolished. But hey, that's life. That's life. I don't see any Buffalo. I think the Buffalo Bills staff is going to remain the same. No one has been called in, not even Ken Dorsey. I mean, Seattle already got their offensive coordinator from somewhere else. So, yeah, Ken Dorsey's most likely going to stay in Buffalo. My original opinion for defensive coordinator for the Titans was John Butler because of the Mike Vrabel connection. But no, they decided Shane Bowen. That was stupid. But yeah, I think I should look at Ken Dorsey because we could see him with Miami Dolphins or not, because I don't think they're gonna let Ken Dorsey go to Miami. Or maybe Minnesota could contact him. Anyways, that's all for tonight. I'll see you all next time on Steven's NFL Podcast.